One thing I've realized in the course of making this food adventure series here in China is there is always somewhere spicier. For example, I go to Sichuan, I eat food, and people are saying, oh no, that's not real spice. You have to go to Hunan to experience that. I go to Hunan, I eat the spicy food, and people in the comments are saying, nah, that's nothing. You haven't tried real spice until you've been to Guizhou. I go to Guizhou, I eat the spicy food, and people in the comments are still telling me, no, the real spice of China is Jiangxi. So here I am. I'm in Jiangxi. I'm in the capital city of the province, Nanchang, and I'm here to see, once and for all, is Jiangxi food really the spiciest food here in China? Bring it on, Jiangxi.
Anyway, it's morning, it's breakfast time, and obviously for my first ever dish here in Nanchang, I'm going for the most famous of them all, banfen, mixed rice noodles.
And I've been given strict instructions from my local friend not to eat any bowl of banfen that is over 5 renminbi. If it's over 5 renminbi, it's too expensive and not authentic.
5 renminbi for a bowl of noodles? I mean, is it possible? Will it taste any good? Let's hit the streets of Nanchang to find out.
So I've been asking a lot of people, like, where's the best place to eat these banfen? And the feedback I keep getting, without fail, is people like to eat the banfen that's closest to where they live. You know, the place that's downstairs from their apartment. So in the spirit of doing this, I have chosen the place that is the closest to my hotel. We're gonna go in here, get some banfen, and yeah, see if it's any good. Oh, but first I need to check, are the noodles under 5 renminbi? Because only then am I allowed to eat here, according to my friend. Okay, so we have the menu here. And oh my goodness, I did not think it was possible, but check that out. The top item on the menu there, that's banfen. 4 renminbi, under 5 renminbi. How is that even possible? Like, I'm currently living in Dongbei in Changchun, so I thought I was used to very reasonable prices because there's a very low cost of living up there. But this is just next level. A bowl of noodles for 4 renminbi. We also have all of these soups here, 5 renminbi. Man, look at the prices on this menu.
But let's not get too distracted by the menu. Today, we're here for banfen.
And I already know I'm gonna love this. And the reason why I say that is there's nothing more disappointing than an under-flavored noodle. But I don't think I'm gonna be having that problem here because there are so many ingredients here that she's about to put on these noodles. She puts a bit of everything in it, some herbs and spices. I see some pickles, I see some jazz hay, I see some garlic, I see spring onions, peanuts, chili. I mean, this is gonna be a whack banger flavor and I'm ready for it.
那个banfen是素的吗? So there we have it, guys. 1 serve of vegetarian mixed rice noodles, and I don't know about you, but I am drooling.
I honestly did not believe my friend when she told me that I could get a bowl of noodles here in Nanchang for under 5 renminbi, but it turns out it is possible. And this not only is 5 renminbi, it's 4 renminbi, which, let me just do my calculations here. 4 renminbi is 86 Australian cents, 55 American cents. 50 cents for a bowl of noodles, and this looks like it's going to be so delicious, full of flavor, full of things. It's also vegetarian, so if you're vegetarian, maybe come on over and get yourself a bowl of 50-cent noodles. Also curious to see how spicy this is going to be. Anyway, let's go with a big bite, my first ever bite of banfen. This is so exciting. First things first, the consistency and texture of those noodles are just so perfect. They're so bouncy when you tune down on them. And the second thing is it's such a perfect balance of texture and flavor. I mean, you've got things scattered all throughout this dish. You've got some peanuts in there for a great crunch. You've got some pickles as well, which is giving like a slight sourness to it. The spice isn't too overwhelming. But what is very interesting is it's a really nice balance of salty but also sweet. Actually, the first taste that I get when I put this in my mouth is sweetness, and then the spice comes a little bit later. I'm actually, right now, as I'm feeling like those aftertastes in my mouth, it's somehow reminding me of like a spicy Italian pasta. Anyway, it's delicious. Definitely, you know, worth your buck. And of course, here in Nanchang, when you're having your banfen, you simply must order its second half, which is of course waguantang. This is history right here. There's a lot of debate about the origins of this dish and how old it actually is, or how old this method of making soup is. But even the most conservative guesses date this as over 1,000 years of history. So this morning we are literally eating history, and the method of making this soup is very different from any I've seen before or any soups that I personally have made before. And that's what makes this soup so special. So basically the concept is you have like a mother pot, a massive pot, and inside the mother pot you have lots of baby pots that are placed inside, and then the soups are individually, you know, made in these, pots as it's all boiled together in the mother pot. And I've been told it's a great way for maintaining the nutritional value of the ingredients that you put inside the soup. And as for ingredients, you have so many different flavors. Like the menu here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different flavors of this soup. I've gone for the top one, the most classic, which is the egg and pork. So you can see here we have an entire egg in here. Kind of looks a little bit poached actually. And we also have a meatball. So let's give it a try. Oh wow, it just tastes so natural. Like you can tell there isn't a huge amount of salt that's been put in there or like any kind of additives. It tastes like meat and egg that has been boiling for hours and hours and hours, and those flavors have come together. It's super umami from the meat in there. 哎，老板，我想问一下，这个汤一般要炖多久？8个小时。Whoa, let's try some of this meatball. Oh, it's so tender. It just falls apart in my mouth. Let's have a bite of that egg. Yum. But as you guys know, sometimes I like to do things a little bit different on my channel here. I like to experiment a bit, try something with something and put it together. I'm actually keen to try what some of these banfen taste like submerged inside that soup. Let's try. It's really good. Effectively what I've done here is turn it from a soup into a noodle soup. And it actually really works because the noodles, they go in and then they disseminate that flavor that you've got on the outside of the noodles, which give the soup a little bit of extra kick. And then the noodles themselves, I mean, their texture, they speak for themselves. So you get a little bit of that extra texture in there. Yum, this is great. I like this.
But banfen are not the only variety of rice noodles you'll find here. Not even close. Here in Nanchang, you'll find all manner of rice noodles. So for lunch, let's stay on theme and try another popular variety of rice noodles.
But these are going to be a little bit different to the noodles we had this morning because one, they are soup noodles, and two, they're definitely not vegetarian.
This here is another local favorite, 猪血粉 pork blood rice noodle soup.
会辣吗这个菜吗？
不辣，辣椒就不辣。
哦，好，还是有道理。
你要不吃辣？
会吃。
那我这每样都辣啊。
好。
And much like breakfast, they really go ham on the toppings here. It seems Nanchang is a city that loves its flavor, and I'm definitely not complaining. Now to add the soup and the pork blood, and oh boy are they generous. I think this would have to be the largest amount of blood I've ever eaten in one sitting. And oh yay, more toppings. She also suggested I could add some Jiangxi, duck intestine, to the mix. Man, this is one loaded bowl of nudes, but yet again incredibly cheap at a mere 8 renminbi per bowl.
你们这一店在这里已经多少年了？
这个店啊，刚马上17年。
7年，17年，哇哦！你们的招牌菜是这个猪血粉是吧？
很好吃，
很香啊。
哎，你尝一下看。味道很好的。我再拿个凉豆腐给你吃。
Oh, how? That's really good. Again, the texture of those noodles are so good and so flavorful. I mean, soup noodles, you're sometimes at the risk of being like under-flavored because it's like the flavors are dispersed. Oh, 这个是什么？
这个是凉粉，凉豆腐。
哦，有一点像冰粉。
是冰粉。
是冰粉。
但是这个炒，这是野生的，野生的炒。我们老家自己做的，好吃吧？
薄荷味。
啊，很凉，很清凉。
很好吃。哇，很爽口。哇，吃一口这个粉，吃一口这个，真的很爽。这个里面的血还是挺丰富的，放的很多。
很嫩的，
很嫩的。OK， 我尝一口。没有腥味，
没有，
全都是那种好吃的那种样子。
一点腥味。
哦，还有这个鸭肠，这个鸭肠在这儿。好好吃啊 ，guys. This is great. It's really, really good. So many flavors happening here. I'm all just my brain's trying to catch up. So first things first, the noodles, like this morning, so good texture. They're a bit thicker than the ones we had this morning. And then when it comes to the pork blood, I've mentioned this before on my channel. Sometimes I don't like pork blood because it has a very certain singway if it's not prepared correctly, like a slight metallic-y tang in the back of my throat. But this is just flavor on flavor on flavor. It's kind of got a similar texture to tofu, and there's so much blood in this. I mean, they've been really, really generous with the amount of blood they put in it. And it's funny, it goes into the pot, it's like bright red. it comes out and it's like this kind of browny gray color. But actually the surprise flavor bomb in this dish is something I wasn't originally intending to put on my noodles at all. She just put it on for me at the end. And it is Nanchang, which is duck intestine. And the flavor is so rich and like salty yet sweet. It adds such like a rich depth to this dish. And when you eat this all together, my goodness, it is so delicious. I really like the soup as well. This is really good. I have to say, completely honestly, this has got to be up there as one of my favorite noodle soups I've ever had in China. And that's saying something because there are some delicious noodle soups you can find here. Actually, one of my other favorite noodle soups in China, funnily enough, is the yashifan. It's a tongue that's made with duck blood instead of pork blood. This I think I might actually like more. I'm so sorry, Nanjing, because this is just so full of flavor. And if you're someone who's maybe a little bit scared of eating internal organs or blood, don't be worried because you don't have any kind of like residual flavor in your mouth or any kind of organy taste, if that makes sense. It's just purely delicious, purely tasteful. 10 out of 10. Honestly, 10 out of 10. Favorite thing I've eaten today.
I mean, this bowl of noodles is going to be hard to beat. Let's see if our dinner, yet another variety of rice noodles, can give it a run for its money.
It's dinner time and I'm ready for my third serve of rice noodles today. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And I'm absolutely loving the name of this rice noodle store behind me here. It's called Xiaomao Juesha Chaofen. Juesha basically translates to whack bang. Well, I guess more appropriately, knockout. So these are basically called knockout fried noodles. So we're gonna have some knockout fried noodles. Will they be as whack bang as the name suggests? I guess there's only one way of finding out. So they have this massive menu here full of different options for chaofen, also chaomian, so you can also get wheat noodles as well. All different varieties, I mean like beef, egg, chives, everything you can think of. But I've gone for this one here, which is their special of the day. Fresh beef chaofen. 16 renminbi for a portion.
Okay, so I'm in the kitchen. I'm watching this guy make these noodles. There is this crazy flame happening and he is topless. So I don't even want to think about what kind of injuries he's gotten in the past. It's actually incredible seeing these noodles come together before my eyes. Kind of feel like I'm watching one of those, you know, flowers coming to bloom in like fast motion kind of videos. It just happens so quickly before my eyes. It's kind of hard to believe what I'm seeing. But the final product, oh my God, does it look tasty.
Here we are, my chaofen. They look so delicious, yum. Let's do this third and final rice noodle portion of the day. And yeah, first impressions is it's a lot more expensive than the other two I've had. This is 16 renminbi for one portion. The others were both under 10 renminbi. She did ask me if I can eat spicy, so I'm kind of expecting this to be on the spicier side. Let's see, I still haven't really been that challenged today by the spice, so maybe this will be the one. Oh, it smells so good and like charred actually. From all the flipping he's done on the wok there, it's got like a slightly smoky flavor as well. It's really, really tasty. You've got these bits of beef throughout it as well, which give it a nice texture and also a nice fragrance. The texture of the noodles, like every other noodle I've had today, are right on the money. I mean, Nanchang, this is a city whose people really know how to use their noodles. You've also got some bits of greens in there, you've got bits of chili in there. Not too spicy, I'm definitely doing okay. And the flavor in the dish, it's got like this kind of smoky taste to it, which I guess probably comes from the way he cooks it with just so much fire. It's also hard to believe that something so tasty can be made in just such a short amount of time. I mean, he made those noodles within a minute, which just makes me think how convenient it would be to make dinner at home if it could be done in under a minute. But I guess also our home would be, you know, risk to a lot more fire danger because that is one intense fire in there. So I think I'll just leave it to the experts and come to Nanchang more often whenever I need some fried noodle fix. It's really, really good. Would recommend. But the question on everyone's lips, is it whack bang, as its name suggests? I give it my whack bang seal of approval. It's very nice. And very whack bang. Okay guys, this officially brings us to the end of our Nanchang rice noodle adventure. I have to ask myself, which one did I like best? And it's hard to answer because they were all so different. I mean, this morning's bamfen and then the tungfen and the chaofen, they're all made in different ways, all have their own unique like amazingness. So I'd really recommend come to Nanchang and try all three of them for yourself. Don't miss even one of them. They're all really worth trying. Also, I'm interested to see how much I've actually spent today. It's got to be one of the cheaper days in terms of like food costs that I've had in a while. So my bamfen was 4 renminbi, and then my soup was 5, and then lunch was either 8 or 9, I can't remember. Let's say 9. and then this was 16. Total of 34 RMB. 34 RMB is 7 Australian dollars, roughly 4 euro, and 5 US dollars. I mean, a day of eating for that much money, I think is impressive. Very, very impressive. So yeah, come to Nanchang and experience it for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. Please, 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 and thank you. Also, if you're interested in seeing my videos a day early, you might want to consider subscribing to my Patreon and becoming a Patreon member. Would really, really be grateful for your support. And in any case, I'll see you next week from another video from here in Nanchang, where I'm going to try and take the spice levels to the next level. I haven't really felt the pain today, so maybe I will in next week's video. So stick around and watch that, and I'll see you next week. Bye.